And we're back. All right. So, like, that's the thing is, like, that is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, was trying to figure out, like, trying to force life, trying to figure out, because that's what led me to that moment. Now, that moment when I said, all right, look, I said, God, it's all yours. I stopped dating, I stopped going out, I stopped hanging out with most of my friends, and just started spending some time alone. And right about that time, I had really started watching a lot of older TV shows. Football, soccer tournaments, like international soccer tournaments stuff. I found stuff to do to keep me at home that kept me entertained and just stopped me from going out and drinking and doing that shit. So, I started spending a lot of time alone. And the thing is, like, I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. I just was kind of just going with whatever. It was like I hadn't yet realized that my gut feelings is that's God's way of guiding me through life. I didn't realize that even until this year. So, but I just was like, all right, well, I'm like, for one thing, I'm like, my perspective is fucked up on things. Like, I need to work on that. I need to stop being so fucking negative and start trying to find ways to be positive. Like, I don't like always looking at everything from a negative angle. Like, I want to fucking take that negative ass lens and smash that motherfucker and replace it with a positive lens to see all of life with. And it's like, it's weird because, fuck, man, it's just so weird because, like, I started and I'm like, and I've said this before, but I just want to reiterate the points because, like I said, even if you're not a religious person, that you can absolutely apply this to your life regardless. But I started off by trying to just, like, I talked in the last videos about speaking stuff into existence, and I realized that I'm like, all I do is talk about negative shit. I'm still one of the happier people that I've known, even in my downtimes. At least I'd fake it, But it was like I just don't want to look at the negative side. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start removing all the negative shit from my speech. That's it. Just start with that. So that's what I did. Actively monitored every fucking word that came out of my mouth. And anything negative, I would catch myself and say, you know what? No. Scratch that. And I just, even if I had to make something up that was positive, that's what I'd do. So I worked at this for a while. Once I finally got to the point that I stopped saying all this negative ass shit, I finally was like, all right, well, that's good, but I need to start replacing all that negative talk with positive talk. Where I had said in a video, one of the last couple of videos, where I said, like, if I get caught by a train, instead of going, this motherfucker, it fucking always happens, go figure, I'm the first fucking car in black, I look at it and go, hey, you know what, I might have been T-boned by a fucking semi if I hadn't got caught by this train. Now, whether or not that would have really happened, I don't know. Besides believing in fate, I couldn't have not gotten caught by that train. But, hold on a second. Ugh. Sorry, it's fucking bullshit fucking weather, man. I'm telling you, we get like 10 days a year, roughly, at most, in Chicago that are like perfect weather all day long. And this year, I think we had about 2. We got fucked this year, but last year we had a lot of beautiful days last summer. Just weeks in a row of just perfect fucking days, man. Not too hot, not too cold, just sunny, clear, beautiful. But not this year. We're fucking making up for that shit last year. So I start replacing all the negative shit with positive things, and especially in those situations where I would have normally been like, if I would have said something negative normally, I'm like, all right, that's one of the times where I really need to, like, those are the times I really need to start saying positive stuff instead. So that's what I did. I worked on, like, after getting all the negative shit out of my mouth, I started replacing all the negative with positive. And honestly, just cutting the negative shit out of my words, you'd be fucking amazed at how much of a difference that'll make in your life. It don't matter what you have going on. If you can get yourself to stop saying negative shit, just that, not even adding positive, just stop saying negative shit, you would be fucking amazed at how much of a difference that makes in your life. Now, it might not even be making any difference in your actual life, but it might literally just be changing your perspective. But just like the fear and the being miserable, you know, whether it's real or not, if you believe it to be true, then it is. Well, it's the same with that. It's like, if you believe that by not saying negative shit, like, even if it's just a mindset, which it probably really just, probably really all it is, that's all that matters. That's it. That's all you need. And then when you start replacing it with positive and saying like, hey, good things, you'd be surprised at some shit that'll happen, like fucking 71 Roadrunner and Grabber Blue. I mean, I'm telling you, that 2 years in that color is there can't be many in the fucking world, let alone around Chicago. And that cat lived 65 miles away. Happened to be there visiting his daughter that day, and had I not went down that particular road, I wouldn't have seen it from the other way that I normally go, because there was a car blocking the view. And he also has like an old school big wide body Pontiac convertible that he really likes. That's his favorite. So had he chosen to drove that one that day, would have never even seen the car. So anyways, after I got that down and I got all the negative bullshit out of my words and I started replacing it with positive, and I mean, I got it to the point where like it became my first reaction. You know what I mean? It's like, it seems like society and life and all this shit in life just kind of makes people naturally default to negative in pretty much any situation. You know, like I've seen people who, I kid you not, will have something positive happen and this just ain't good enough for them. Like, damn, dude, really? Like, you know, somebody win $1,000. Like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do with $1,000? I really need like fucking 10,000. You know, just an example. I'm pulling out of my ass here, but that's what. It's like society and life just kind of subconsciously does that to people. And I don't think they realize it. I didn't even notice it for a long time. And I've known about speaking shit into existence since at least like 05, 06, you know? But I just never applied it constantly, and definitely didn't apply it in all aspects of life. So anyways, once I got those down to where when something would happen, I wouldn't even have to catch myself. The first thing I would say would be something positive. Once I got that down, my next step was, all right, let's start removing negative thoughts from my fucking head. Because I had a lot of them. And like if something would happen, like the getting caught by a train or something negative, even though I'd say something positive, I was still thinking negative things, you know? In my mind, I'm like, this fucking train, you know? So the next step was to actively monitor every fucking thought in my head. And I'll tell you, there's got to be fucking millions of them every fucking day, because I mean, it's just a fucking just warp speed ahead all the fucking time. Even when I sleep, like I have the craziest, like real, I mean, these dreams I have are so fucking real and vivid. I swear I'm living another life in my dreams. Like almost like when I go to sleep here, I must wake up in another fucking parallel world. And I'm still me. I know that I'm me. I know that I feel and think and act the same way. But it's just, I'm with people that I've never met, but I know them in my dreams. Family and friends. I'm like, I don't even know who these fucking people are when I wake up. But anyways. So, I started taking all the negative thoughts out. If I'd start having negative thoughts, I'd like make my mind go blank for a second. Or I'd think about something else. Just whatever I could fucking do to get negative thoughts. Quit letting them fucking feed through my head like a fucking ticker. And it took some time. But once I finally got that down, and had it down, I'm like, all right, now let's start replacing those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, especially in cases where I would normally think something negative. Now, this took me a lot of time. This took me, I mean, like, we're talking damn this fucking camera. It took about 3.5 years of like slow and steady progress, and all of a sudden, like, it snowballed into a fucking avalanche this year. I mean, I swear I must be the only person that this has been my fucking year, man. I mean, this has been the best year of my life. Even losing my grandpa, and the other bad thing that happened this year, which I'm glad that worked out that way. But I don't really want to get into that because, you know, it's personal shit. But two things that were a month apart from each other, like almost to the day, and I mean, neither one of them fucking even made that feeling inside waver for a second. And it's like, that first situation that happened before losing my grandpa, I know why. I already know several reasons why that happened. I do, because just that situation happening is what started just triggering all these epiphanies in my head over the course of this year. And it's just like, dude, I mean, I've had things pop into my head this year, realizations that just like, they have forever changed the way. I mean, I've had like fucking 20 of these things this year where it's just every now and then another thing will pop in my head. I'm like, holy shit. Just like last week, realizing why it was that I was miserable that 6 years, because that feeling was gone. I can't believe it took me 6 fucking years to figure that out. Or no, I'm sorry, 4 years after that time to figure that out. But that's what happened. That was another one. I'm like, wow, that makes everything make much more fucking sense in that 6 years. And shit, I don't know. It's like, I'm losing my train of fucking thought again. It's 6 years and the bad. Motherfucker, I don't know. I keep losing my train of thought. But anyways, actively working on that stuff. Yeah, that's what it was. It took 3.5 years. Now here's the thing. That doesn't mean it's going to have to take anybody 3.5 years. Some people might take them 10 years. Some people might get it in a fucking day. I don't know. You know? But one thing I notice about, like, here's the thing. Like, the thing is, too, is, like, there's a lot of motivational videos on YouTube. There's, like, spiritual ones. There's ones about just, trying to be successful. And, like, Les Brown and Tony Robbins. And just all kind of people. I never, ever saw any of these videos at all that first, 3 years into this process. All of this stuff that I did, I didn't have anybody telling me what to do. I didn't have anybody telling me how to do it or what I should do. That's just how things worked out. I just started thinking about stuff, and it was like my gut just kind of told me, hey, this is what you need to do. 3 years into it, I start running all these videos, and I'm just like, holy shit. Every fucking one of them tells you the main important thing you could ever fucking do, especially if you want to be successful or just happy in life, is change your fucking mindset. I'm like, wow. I'm a little late on catching them videos, but shit, that's exactly what I've been doing. So it's like, I've watched a lot of these videos. Just hundreds of these videos. And it's like, honestly, there is not a single thing that has been said on any of these videos that I did not already learn myself. Now, I'm not giving myself credit on it. It's just God taught me these things, but it's like, every time I watch these videos or listen to these videos, I'm just like, every time I'm like, dude, y'all ain't telling me shit, man. I already know this. But it's like, a lot of people watch those videos because they're trying to find motivation. They're trying to find inspiration. They're trying to find something that turn things around. And a lot of these videos, they tell you about your mind, about working on your mindset, but they don't tell you how to fucking do it. That's what drives me nuts. I'm like, is anybody ever going to offer up any explanation on how to do this shit? So that's why I'm making these videos, because not one of them tells you how to fucking do this. Not one of them. Out of fucking hundreds and hundreds of videos, nobody says, they all of them, your mindset. The most important thing you do is work on your mindset, and not one fucking bit of instructions on any of it, dude. Jeez, my phone's almost fucking dead already. I mean, it's like, hell, I don't know if anybody's ever going to watch this, but hopefully somebody does, because I'm telling you, this has just changed my life. A lot of people watch these videos hoping for something to click in their head. The reason I watch all these things is because I already know it. And you know how great it feels to have to spend the last 4 years working on my mind, and then just constantly watching videos reaffirming that that's exactly what I was supposed to be, or what I should be doing, you know what I mean? And it's like, even this year, there's been things that I've learned, things that I've come to learn over the last few years, and even people that I've listened to many times on these videos, there'll be a specific point or specific thing. Sorry, make sure this fucking car ain't coming down the road. So it's it'll be a specific topic or point or something where I finally realize it. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I just start catching all these videos that say that exact same thing, even by people that I've already listened to many times and just never heard them say that one particular thing. A good example, I don't know if I've given this in other videos or not, but Steve Harvey. Now, I always heard his lines about, in life you just gotta jump, and you gotta, your chute ain't gonna open right away, and you can get banged up on the way, but eventually it'll open. That is the only thing I had ever heard him say in any video, period. I didn't even know he had his own series of videos that like motivational. So I had no idea. Never saw them. They were never suggested. And then like all the things he talks about knows about talking to God and this and that. Like, dude, I already know it. But like once I started learning all these things, one day here's a suggestion for one of his videos. And I'm like, holy shit, he has an entire fucking series saying all this stuff that I've already just learned. And like, it feels really good to know, like, all these things that I learned, like, I know I'm not fucking full of shit or crazy because all of these people who are already successful, I may not be successful yet. But the thing is, all these people who have all said the same things that I already have learned. It's crazy because, oh, shit. Hold on, I might be having a heart attack. Oh, shit, false alarm. Oh, my God, that hurt. Oh, shit, sorry. I feel like somebody just grabbed my fucking heart and squeezed it, like that movie, Frighteners, with Michael J. Fox. The fucking Reaper just sticks his hand in people's fucking chest and just squeezes their hearts. That's what I fucking felt like for a second. But they can't take me down. I haven't fulfilled my purpose yet. But it's crazy because they're all fucking right. Every one of these videos, they're all right. Every one of them, they're correct on everything, but they just don't tell you how to do it. I'm like, damn, it's kind of like taking a starving person who's stuck down in a hole and kind of waving a fucking nice fresh steak over above and letting the smell get down there, dropping them a little tiny piece and then going, man, sorry, you'll figure out how to get there one day. Like, I mean, not that I'm knocking the people that make these videos and the people that do the motivational talking, because honestly, I wouldn't mind being a motivational speaker myself. I don't know if that's what my lot in life is supposed to be, but there are actually a lot of different things that I want to do. Like, I want to change the world and change people's lives in all different kind of ways. So there ain't one particular thing that I want to do, and only that. I have a whole bunch of things that I want to accomplish. But it's just like, I just don't understand why nobody, I have not, at least I haven't seen, out of hundreds of videos, all different YouTube channels, never once have I seen anybody detail any fucking instructions whatsoever. And it's like, don't you think that it might help to kind of, at least give kind of like an outline of how to do it? Now, I don't know if the way that I went about it is the best way to do it. That I don't know. But one thing that I noticed about these videos is that every single fucking one of them, they tell you, oh, you want to do something big, you want to be successful, or fulfill your purpose in the world, expect hard times, bad things are going to happen, it's going to be rough, it's going to be hard, but just keep going. It's like, the way I feel about it is, I'm not knocking it, I mean, I had 6 years of fucking being miserable, but the thing is like, all these videos talk about thinking big, dream big. Well, fuck, if I'm going to dream big, then why not just dream that I ain't going to have fucking deal with no more bullshit, Like, I'm sure there'll be some things in life, but the thing is, I am now armed with the proper mindset. So even something as bad as losing my fucking grandpa, my favorite person in the world, I mean, I couldn't even feel sorry for myself because of all the things that I was blessed with, and even having my grandpa and having a great person as a grandpa for 40 fucking years and never even losing a family member for almost 40 years of my life. That alone, that mindset alone can prevent most bad things, not from happening necessarily, but from consuming you. It's like when that happened, I'm like, there ain't no fucking way. I mean, I love my grandpa. I do, and I miss him, but ain't no way I'm going to let that shit take me right back to where I was fucking, before 4 years ago. Ain't no fucking way. I'm not letting anything take me back there, dude. I don't give a shit what it is, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking going back to that miserable bullshit because now I know I don't have to. I don't have to. So, again, there might be some bad things that happen, but I'm like, I almost think it's like bad advice for people to say. I mean, I get why they say it because for most times, most people, you're going to have hard times and bad things are going to happen, but it's like, why does that have to be the case? I don't think it does. That's just my opinion. I guess we'll find out in the next 40 years or so if I'm right on that, but I just don't believe that. Wait, can you see Mars and the moon? No, you can see the fucking moon. I can't zoom in on this side. Anyways, you know, it's like, I don't see why that has to happen. Like, they're like, it's a fucking fact. It's gonna happen. Get used to it. I'm like, nah, I'm not buying it, man. I'm just not fucking buying it. Like I said, when you're armed with the proper mindset, you could take on most things. I won't say everything because, like, unfortunately, I caught a fucking, sometime earlier this year, I happened to catch a fucking, like, my partner listens to Mankind on the radio in the mornings, and when the news break comes on, I usually try to mute it right away. And that day, or whatever reason, I'm driving, I didn't think about it, and I heard about some worthless piece of shit bitch that was stopped behind a school bus, you know, that had the fucking stop signs out, red lights flashing, and this worthless fucking piece of shit said, nah, that don't apply to me, sped around the fucking bus, and literally, this shit almost makes me want to fucking cry talking about it. This fucking bitch killed all 3 of this family's kids. All fucking 3 of their kids dead on the fucking spot, dude. Because this stupid fucking selfish, worthless bitch felt, well, I don't have to fucking stop for a fucking school bus. Fuck, who the fuck do they think they are? Kills 3 fucking kids. All in the same family. All 3 of their fucking kids wiped out by one worthless, useless piece of shit fucking bitch. And I'm sorry, but they need to take that bitch and just cut her fucking throat or hang her ass on national fucking television as a fucking example. And you know what the worst part is? That bitch is probably due process of law. Fuck that. That bitch needs to be fucking tortured. That's some fucking disgusting shit, man. And the thing is, I'll be willing to bet that bitch wasn't even in a hurry to get anywhere. She probably wasn't even in a fucking hurry, but she's just, and it's that arrogance. I see it all over the fucking road, all over the highways, all over. I think I was just covering the mouthpiece, but all because some bitch felt that she shouldn't have to sit and wait for a school bus to load the kids on the bus, and she kills 3 fucking kids, all from the same. That was all 3 of their kids, all of them wiped out in 1 fucking second, dude. Do you know? I mean, do you have any idea how fucking, dude? If that shit happened, I'm going to prison because I will. I mean, if I saw that shit, I'd kill the bitch on the fucking spot, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she was sad or crying or like, oh my god. No, dude, I will beat her fucking ass to death with my bare fucking hands and piss on her fucking dead body. That fucking piece of shit bitch. I still get pissed off about that, man. That's why I quit listening to news 15 years ago, because shit like that, I don't need to hear it, man. I already fucking hate human beings enough as it is that I don't need more fuel for that fucking fire. But this stupid fucking bitch, man, who just thinks that she's too good to have to fucking stop for a fucking school bus, kills 3 fucking kids from the same family in 1 instant. Now that, I don't think any kind of mindset's gonna prepare you for that shit. I mean, dude, I kid you not, like, I'm getting choked up talking about it, and I don't even have kids. And it's fucking, but my point is, there are some things in life like that are so fucking horrific that, you know, I ain't got an answer for it. I'm not even, I wouldn't even attempt to tell that family how they should or should not look at the situation, because, I mean, who the fuck am I to say? I mean, I'd kill that bitch. If I could, I'd kill that bitch, and they weren't even my kids. I'd be more than happy to take that fucking piece of shit out of the world. But other than some horrific fucking shit like that, having the proper mindset can help you get through most things in life. Most things. You know? And it's just, I don't know. It's just, on one hand, it's like, there's times that I think, well, you know, if I had known this earlier in life, but I wasn't supposed to know it earlier in life. That's the whole point. You know, what's his, Eric Thomas, motivational speaker. I'm saying this ain't verbatim, but I'm just saying because I'm 39, so I'm gonna say. But you know, he said something along the lines of like, it takes 39 years to be 39 years. You know, you know, it's like I wasn't meant to know this before now, and I know that for a fact. I have absolutely no doubt of that, because everything that's happened in my life has led me to this point. And it's like, I kid you not, nothing in my life has changed from 5 years ago when I was just fucking like ready to jump off a fucking building. Nothing. Like, same job, same fucking department in my job. I mean, I've changed apartments. You know, I don't live with my brother, which used to drive me fucking nuts, but I at least live by myself now, me and my dog. But I mean, really, nothing in my life has actually changed. Not yet, but it's coming. But my point is, the only thing that's changed in the last 4 years, mindset. That's it. That's the only fucking thing that has changed. And they do say, though, there is one thing that they say on these videos, that every day you should be working on yourself. Somehow, whether it be getting in shape or learning things or teaching yourself new stuff or a combination or other things too. They do say that, and that's right. But it's like, I've always been just a naturally curious person anyways. Like, I've never understood how people could take their phone and sit and play fucking games for hours, just mindless entertainment for hours and hours, and just waste that fucking time of their life, dude. I'm like, you know how much shit I use YouTube because I like cars and guns, music, old movies and TV, like all old shit, old guns, old cars, old music, old TV shows, old movies. So I find a lot of that on here, and just stuff to learn new things. I love learning new stuff, especially about space, man. I mean, I don't know how that's ever gonna help me in life, but it's just fucking fascinating to know. Because like right now, I know in my head, I know exactly where we're at in relation to the sun and everything else in our solar system, planets, Pluto. I know we're like all this shit, man. I got it. Like, I know exactly where we're at and where everything else is in relation to us at all times, because I just like knowing that shit. I don't know what the fuck purpose that's gonna serve, but it's fucking fascinating, man. Because all that shit out there, I mean, is arrogant as human beings have become as a species. We ain't shit, man. As we speak, there could be some fucking gigantic rock the size of fucking Texas or another fucking planet that, 20 years from now is going to time up just exactly perfect with us and just wipe us out. Oh, my phone is really going to die, but that's good because I get 6 more minutes left anyways. So hopefully it doesn't actually die on me, though. But, I mean, dude, it's not impossible. Hopefully by then we would know how to fucking stop it. But it's like, I mean, they've already said, like NASA and people like that, they only know a tiny fraction. Like they keep tabs on certain asteroids and near Earth objects and things that are going to orbit within our path, and then they're going to come close on it. But they only know a tiny fraction. They don't know the majority of what's out there because there's just so much shit to fucking keep track of. And it's like any one thing, one rock could bump another rock, change its trajectory, and fucking, 2 years from now, 1,000 years from now, could just wipe everything out on this fucking planet and there'd be no life left. I mean, I wouldn't imagine that's gonna happen, but it's happened before. It's not impossible. So, anyways, I mean, I use YouTube for those purposes. I use probably Wikipedia more than any other thing on my phone, and I know people say, well, it's not really fucking factual. Go on there and try to change something and put something that's incorrect on there. Try it. I thought I found a couple things in the past that I thought were incorrect. I just didn't do my research well enough. And I go back the next day and it was changed back. I'm like, what the fuck? And I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And it kept getting changed back. So I finally, let me look into this further. And I go, oh, I was wrong. Okay. I trust Wikipedia. There's a lot of fucking fascinating stuff. I love learning new shit. And that's about it. I got my planets app where it shows where all the planets are, and the moon and the sun. Like right now, got the moon up there, the sun is that way. But I don't know, I just never understood how people could just sit and just waste fucking hours of their life on a fucking phone playing games and just watching reality shows and just pointless fucking shit, man. It's like, why the fuck do people even want to do that? I don't know. But anyways, my point is, I've always kind of been trying to work on myself, even in the downtimes. I always try to learn new things. I started teaching myself how to play a fucking electric organ. I don't have any room for it in my apartment now, so I can't play it no more. But, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start learning how to play certain little beats and things that I want to know just because I like to. But just always working on yourself in some way or the other, whether physical, mental, spiritual, or really all three of them, to be honest with you. Because that's what I've been doing. I mean, my relationship with God has always been close. It's got closer in the down times, as many people do. But unlike many people, once things turned around, I wasn't like, all right, cool, thanks, I got it from here. I'll catch you next time I'm down. Oh, no. I've gotten actually even closer than I was during the down times. But That 4th of July started working on my mind. Oh, goodbye. You piece of shit phone. How the fuck did it... Dude, I'm...